Um, right. I just gonna share something with you all, and if you can see what I'm sharing, please, that would be great. Can you see what I'm sharing? First of all, I want you to know I am going to be your trainer today. We have other tutor that we take some part of it when the time comes, and they may join us. Some of them are work already at the moment. Um, and I want you to understand that my name is Sylvester, Engineer Sylvester, and um, uh, there is a noise coming out from someone. I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, so I am a data analyst and also data governance certified. Um, I've been an engineer for 39 years, master's in engineering from Brunel, and I'm also business MBA, my second master in MBA business administration as well, and also my PhD is on business as well, and also masters in law. I'm a business intelligence certified, I'm business analyst certified, and a professional Scrum. We have many big projects in different countries and on different locations. And also, I'm a lecturer at the university as well. So I'm a head of data in big organization in Ojobo as well. This training has been on, and it is my privilege indeed to, you know, I want you to have the opportunity to learn and always ready to work in the industry. About 98% of the industry has not been filled by professional because not many people have the access to know, have the competence or expertise to deliver this within some required organizations. So that being said, I may send this link to you so that you can have access to go through what it entails in this training, this academy. Um, the questions are, why do we really need to attend? Yeah, this world is being driven digitally, and the digital essence of operating within every sector is as a result of data. So, very importantly, data is something that you need to know how to govern and also know how to manage as well. So, by mastering the data governance, doors are open that you need to locate those opportunities, and you have the potential of earning between 400 to 1,200 pounds per day. Okay, and just giving you a quick cap. Can you see what I'm sharing, everyone here?
So we can
What can you see here?
see what you're sharing, sir.
Okay, Paul, what can you see here?
Data governance manager, City of London, up to 125,000 per annum.
Okay, that's good.
Oliver James Association, permanent and expired.
Good, good. Paul, you missed a class. Don't worry. I'm going to send you the literature based on that, and that is very important. You are one of my best, students, and I want to move you very fast to get a job on this and operate from Nigeria. I'm very proud of people like you as well. Okay, so can we manage 125,000 per annum? Can we let's go again. If you if you can you manage 125,000 annum? Somebody say manage cake.
I'll manage care. In Nigeria, I'll build a mansion with that money per year.
Yeah,
I'll build a
okay.
mansion with that money.
That's a minimum you may earn, because as a matter of fact, if you earn 400 pounds a day, and for 5 days, how much would that be?
That'll be £2,000.
2,000 pounds. And in a month, how much would
Or
that
4 million naira.
how much would how much would
Two
that
thousand pounds, £2,000 a month, 4 weeks
how
in a
much
month. That's about £8,000.
8,000 pounds? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. If 8,000 pounds, if you pay a tax of 2,000 pounds, how much will remain?
£7,800.
Yeah, if you pay a tax of 2,000 pounds, how much will remain?
£7,800.
No, I'm not talking about 200,000. I said when you pay a tax of 2,000 pounds out of 8,000 pounds, how much will remain?
Okay, it's £6,000. Sorry, £6,000. I thought you said £200.
No.
It's £6,000.
Okay. Can you manage that?
Six
in a
thousand £6,000 is 12 million.
yeah, can you manage that can you manage that in
12
a
million a month.
mhm.
A month.
Yeah, can you manage 12 million in a month?
So you're talking of 12 million a month. 12 million a month is 144 million per year. I will not manage that. Do I have that now? And I'm coming to learn more classes.
Ole do we have Ole do we have Ole uh do we have only one person here speaking to me?
No, Daddy, I'm speaking to you. I think it's a great opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Okay, all right. So uh now I want you all to understand that you just saw an advertisement there. Those who came few weeks ago, I showed them the job they sent to me. I started distributing them to people at the moment to for them to get a job. All right. Okay. So this is everyone's prayer, but it is imperative that you have to join. And if you know you're gonna be trained, where is that? Let me mute. Okay. So if you really want to be trained, you need to concentrate, because there are gonna be practicals, which will be like as if when you have finished training, you are being interviewed by any enterprise. It's like you have actually been working for 5 years. So this training is intense, and I will always want you to really concentrate in doing that. So put your heart there, okay? So you can work from home. You can work from home, wherever. And some people join the training from US, from Canada, from Ghana, from Dubai, different cohorts. I think today is full of Nigeria a lot. So maybe some of that will join. Okay. So and why are they going to be paying you 125,000 per annum? Some could be more than that, So yeah, if 400 pound a day is just like minimal wages for this job. And you could, if you have access to internet, you can type it and ask yourself, data governance manager, daily rate. So you will be seeing 670, 750, so it depends on the experience. So I'm just giving you the threshold, the minimum threshold that you can earn. That being said, let your attention not just towards the money, pay attention towards the value you will create from the training. When you get an understanding gain from the training, then you'll be able to articulate it in terms of practice, which is very important. Is that okay, everyone? So now, that being said, you could see the core responsibility is to develop data governance policies, e.g. data retention policy. Okay, now, this is to develop. When you hear the word develop, means there has been something on there. So if there's nothing on there, it will be greenfield. Then that will be create data governance policies. Okay, so that's not a problem at all. In the course of the training, I will be able to teach you how to create and also to develop if it's a brownfield. The difference between this field is that brownfield is where data governance is already in existence in any enterprise, why greenfield has never taken place before. So you need exploration. So you can also, I have a lot of core activities that you will see right now here and also in the course of the training. First of all, it's coming out from somewhere. Okay. First of all, I want you to understand that wherever you hear the word data, it means something. So what comes to your mind when you hear the word data? What comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when you hear the word data?
Gathering of information.
Sorry?
Gathering of information.
Okay, that's good. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Good. Good to hear that. Okay, let me just jump straight to the curriculum that we might be seeing here. Okay, please take note of this. During the course of training, you may be prompted to ask some few questions, and I will want you to really oblige you to really answer. But I just want to flash the curriculum to you, and some of you here, your cohort is going to begin in 2 weeks' time. So I'm going to repeat what I'm about to say right now when the time comes, so that those who have been here before can enjoy their time today. So data governance, one of the curriculum will be data governance framework, and also just an overview of the principles that governs data governance itself, the policies and the best practice. So the word best practice is very important. When the time comes, you're going to be defined, because it's one of the ethical responsibility that you need to discharge during any operation. So it's very important. And then there will be data management, which of course include the techniques for data collection and storage, processing, and retrieval. Okay, and then we're gonna examine data quality. Of course, that require the long-term plan for ensuring data accuracy, the completeness and consistencies and reliability of data. Such strategies very important that we get to know that as well. So there will be data privacy and security. Of course, this is very, very imperative wherever you work. I'm going to spend time on this when you're in training so that because a lot of interview questions and even your daily activities must actually kind of center on this aspect of it in order to make sure there's no risk and non-compliance issue with respect to the jurisdiction where you work. There must be laws and regulations, and you must also draft your policy in line with that. Put into cognizance data privacy and security, and also have more strategy for protecting sensitive data. Okay, very, very important. When you talk about data privacy, you're talking about the norms and regulations that operate within the jurisdiction of your operation, and that must be drafted and enshrined into your policy in order for your company to comply. And while you talk about data security, talking about unauthorized access to any data, most especially sensitive data or confidential data. When that time comes, when we're going to reach that aspect of it, you're going to be trained to that effort. So we have metadata management, of course, the techniques for capturing and managing metadata, including data definitions. You get to define data and the relationships that exist between data and their history, which is lineage. And, of course, we're going to talk about that. And also, we're going to look at the architecture, which of course the principal structure that we need to put in place, and modeling and data warehousing. And also, we're going to examine the integration of data from different data sets from wherever they are. We're going to also look at data analytics, which we did this the last week for those who are already in the techniques for data analysis, which include the descriptive when we have security data where existing data you can have a domain to which you can take decisions if you visualize them. Okay, and also we can talk about diagnostics analysis of data, where the word diagnose means that you need investigation, and that's why the hospitals are talking about to diagnose a situation. So it's a Greek word anyway. So we're going to be talking about predictive analytics when it comes to, forecasting of what has happened, not excluding that which have acquired in terms of data from descriptive analytics. Okay, we need to talk about prescriptive. Prescriptive is when you say prescribe, when the pharmacist will say, I prescribe this. The doctor could prescribe. So it comes with as a result of what has been historical. And also, if it is a real-time analytics, then that's quite different. When in terms of the fintech and market reacting towards what's going on or on real time. So that is quite different. Like BBC, election, and war, something's going on market with what based on the real-time analytics. So we're going to talk about that as well. And data visualization, where you have the techniques for creating effective visualization from your analytics. Okay, especially when you are a data analyst. So you must be able to visualize what has been analyzed and transformed and load into a targeted database. On that basis, it will pave way for the business analyst and every stakeholder to take to have a domain to which they take decision. It has, and I can tell you in a visualization, you have to use a proper visualization, tool to do that, so that not every data not every sector use some visualization pattern. Okay, so the data ethics is something that we're going to be looking into, the moral the moral consideration surrounding the collection of data. When you meet people, you want to collect their data, is very important, and the usage, and also dissemination of the same. How long will it be with you? What are you going to use it for? Is there any third party involved in the data that you are collecting? And if you don't use it, you're going to transfer it to third party, or invariably if there is a company acquisition or measures that take place, how will my data be? Those things are very important, and those ethical responsibility will be touched. And most question comes on that. Okay, very important. And there's data governance in practice, this real world situation as well, real world examples. We're always going to be touching that part of the curriculum will always be included in each of these curriculum. And we have data governance tools. It is inevitable that you know these tools, and we are going to make sure we teach you some of the tools that you will use in data governance. You need computer. I want you to be hands-on in it practically, and then when you face an interview, you should be able to be confident that you can do that. So we're going to teach you Power BI, my SQL, probably don't know, depends on the complexity of data you may handle in any enterprise. Especially when it's secondary data, you might be taught SPSS by IBM. But I think we're going to concentrate in teaching you right here Power BI, and that is a very good tool. You will. By the time you master Power BI, you'll be able to master some of these tools like Tableau, MySQL, even Excel. Okay, very important. And also Calibra and Informatical. So you're going to be seeing all these tools that you're going to use. So simple, don't be afraid. They are all simple. And, okay, then we have data governance in a global context. In this is where you now begin to see that you can experience how it works globally. What I mean globally. For example, as I said, you might come across me repeating the same. You say, if you don't know how it happens globally, you'll not be able to work in the United States where you are. You will not be able to work in Europe where you are, or in Japan where you are, even in Nigeria. So this is very important that you get to, to understand. So, okay, right. I want you to understand that this is what it entails curriculum-wise. So I'm just going to do a recap for those who, well, probably I'm going to do a recap today for those who I know who were not here last week, and those who just joining, I'm not just giving there will be another time I'm going to repeat what you just heard. When your cohort is ready. For about those who have not been, who has been here. So I'm going to do a recap of analytics for you. Before now, can I just ask one simple question? Do you know do you have mobile phone?
Yes, sir.
Do you receive data?
Yes, sir.
What data do you receive from mobile phone?
Maybe there are some people that want to get information from them. We now send something like questionnaire to them so that they will fill and give us feedback. So we'll get from different people and get their what they think about the certain issue or not. So we get the details from them. That is our data. So now from there, we now know what people are thinking about what we're about to do. Compiling them together, we get some different.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. So if you have phone, do you receive a WhatsApp? You know WhatsApp?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you receive WhatsApp, that you know that is an information. That's a data.
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good. So what do you do with those data? Do you process them or what?
We need them and give feedback to them.
Okay. So now, do you delete some?
After reading, if we have gotten what they want us to do, we can do. Yes, sir. We do. I do. Most sir. I personally,
So
I do.
why do you delete data?
I thought I've read it and I've gotten what the first one, so I just do it after reading because
Okay.
sometimes you have a lot of messages that your phone is overfull to the extent that you want to just check your message.
Okay. So I will want another person to answer and if I ask question. Okay. All right. When you receive text message, that text message is what? Edit someone speaking the background. So tell the person to lower the voice or okay. Yeah. So if you receive a text message, is that text message is the text message is the text message a data or not?
It's a better, sir.
Good. So you have the right to you have the right to delete it or hold it. Why do you hold that data? Paul, are you still
If
there?
that have not been said,
Okay. Paul, Paul,
Sir, I'm here.
yeah, why do people delete information from their phone?
One, I think first of all, if it's not important information, like in our email, we have spam, the category for spam. Those are not important emails, so it goes directly to spam. You can delete anyone you find in spam if it's not important enough for you. And then space, since most phones we use don't have enough space like our laptops and our computers. So when there's too much information, you delete the ones you don't need, the ones that are no longer current, and then it depends on you personally which you want to delete or not.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I think, like I promised before, those who are coming for the first time, there will be another time that will show you a lot of things for that you're going to look into. Because for the purpose of those who were not here last week and they're not here, I'm going to repeat data analytics. Everyone here, take advantage of it, and we come back to this with you later. Is that okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, so what can you see on the screen, everyone?
and that's another.
Data analytics.
Now, data analytics.
Data analytics.
Okay. Please take note of this because this is the main thing you need to know when it comes to a data someone who's going to work as a data analyst. Very important. Okay. Now, can you see this screen?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you. All right. So, at the source here, you capture data. All this could be from cloud, could be from anywhere. You capture data. Okay? And then what happened? You process the data so that it must be reliable in terms of streaming. How do you do it? We're going to teach you. We're going to teach you with using computer with software. That's how you're going to do work in the industry to make money. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. And then you store it. And you can also analyze it. And when you already analyze, you have query, can do big query. But some of all this software already have query, system put in them. Otherwise, do Python coding. But however, you can also visualize what you have put together here. So there will be advanced analytics. In this, you'll be seeing where you're going to be seeing stakeholders like chief executive discussing with other, especially business analysts as well, to analyze what the project and what the data is visualizing. So I want to take it very simple. Make it very, very simple. Forget about the grammar you're going to be hearing. For example, before COVID-19, data shows that this part of the demographic people, that means like, okay, ladies or aged people, let's just say, okay, do you know ripped jeans? You know ripped jeans? Do you know ripped jeans? You know jeans trouser?
Yes, sir.
Do you know ripped? Do you know jeans? Do you know ripped jeans?
Yes, sir.
Good. If you are the one going to manufacture ripped jeans, if you are the one going to manufacture ripped jeans, who will be your target? What age group will be your target? What would be which age group will be your targets?
21, 20.
21, 20.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 21, 20. That means, okay, 21, 20 like me. Yeah? Somebody say guess from 18 years to 25. Ramsey says 16 to 25. Okay? Yeah, that means, are you talking about teenagers? Teenager and age group of 16 to 25. Okay? Okay. So, but does it mean that people of 90 years, can they wear ripped jeans?
Yeah, they can wear it.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. And they can wear it. Okay, but your main marketing niche in terms of segmentation, and market positioning or product positioning will be between that age range of, teenager, youths, and that kind of. Okay, how do you get to know that? How do you get to how do you arrive at that age? How do you arrive at that age? How do you arrive at that age?
To arrive at that age, you carry out market research.
Oh, I love that.
You
Who is speaking?
James, Achibong James.
Oh, from James from James from Asura.
Yes, sir. The president delayed me, but that's why I was late.
Sorry about that. So,
Okay.
here,
So one carries out market research. We use questionnaires. You can also have other telemarketing agencies that share information and data to assist. So one would invest and then analyze the data that is being given. Then you know the age range that actually buy such things. So some stores can also have details of their customers. So if they have access to such, we can know the demographics that actually patronize such products.
okay.
Okay.
You see, thank you so much, James. You have said it all. But the question is that, do we all know the demographic? The demographic we're talking about, do we understand the word demographic? Everyone here. If you don't, James will explain it to you here. If James can, I will explain. Do we all understand demographic?
I understand, sir.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Yeah. Don't be ashamed to say you do not understand, because that's what we are learning, everyone here. So if I can ask anybody here right now, what does demographic means? You will be surprised that some people will not be able to know what demographic is. I just want to keep something very simple, very, very simple today. As we begin to go on, you will understand that. James, you want to explain demographic? Because some people, they don't want to talk now. I will make them to talk.
Demographics is actually looking at a particular sector or a population of people concerning any product or materials you're trying to roll out your package to. So essentially, that's just what it means. The age group, the age range, the kind of, maybe it's business executives, people between the range of teenagers to adulthood, and maybe what they call them, senior citizens, just like that. Okay, sir.
I want to know if it's okay by them. Does anyone understand demographic now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is demographic? He just explained demograph now. Okay, when you talk about demographic data, you are, where is that noise coming from? Okay, now we are talking about, for example, like age. The basic demographic in terms of data is like age, the useful or segmentation audiences. Like, for example, you are targeting the Gen Z versus the boomers. Okay, I know we have some Gen Z here and Generation Alpha here at the moment. Okay, they are the drivers of this data governance right now. They are topping once they get it. So we also have gender, which includes like male, female, and non-binary categories anyway. We also have like race and ethnicity, important for cultural, social, and economic context. And we also talk about marital status, could be single, people that are using the product or whatever, or married people use it, or divorced. It is. We also have a household size, like a number of people in a household. When talking about insurance or whatever, a lot of things. So such
Income
demographic
brackets.
you use them to determine how your marketing niche and segmentation will be. So when you have data by survey, I like that automatically become a primary data. Is that correct, James? So when you have a primary data like that, you need to look at the data and cleanse them during transformation in order to ensure that there are some data that have no prospect for survival. Don't worry, it's not difficult. You're going to have software in use in cleansing them. Okay? And then after that, you visualizing after storing them. That data automatically, like as James also referred to, could serve as a secondary data to another person who might have opportunity to use them in due course. So that becomes secondary data. But the question goes that, does it mean all secondary data are reliable? Well, sometimes they're reliable. But if you want to test the validity of those existing data, you could carry methods in terms of your survey or your project or whatever approach design you have. So on that basis, you may have to test the existing data, whether it's still valid, especially when you have collected a survey data, kept it as a secondary data. So before COVID-19 and after COVID-19, there's a shift. So then if you're going to be basing your decision on existing data, you might have some lapses or gap. So to fill that gap, you require to collect new data to have a look at the relationship with the existing one, find a correlation, and also validate if the existing one is still valid or not. Then find the gap and fill it. So what do you do with the old one? You archive them for the purpose of training, or maybe it could be useful as there is rejuvenation from the decline of your sales. So these are the things we need to look into as we begin to go on. Okay? So it is so simple, it's a so simple thing. You can become a consultant, you can become an expert in research. It's so simple. So, but you must know the demographic. If you are in business or if you're employed, say data analyst or data governance manager, you need to know how to advise. And also, if you are in a position of business analyst, you'll be able to have a domain to which you take decision with the chief executive. It's so simple. Okay. Are you learning something?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. So, whatever you learn it today, if you require the literature, I'm going to send it to you fully. So last week we talked about the analytics of data, and it refers to the systematic process, just as we just explained in this slide. Systematic. Okay, here. Okay, from beginning to the end. Okay? When you talk about systematic process, it's something that have been put in place systematically of examining, cleansing, transforming, and interpreting raw data. Okay? Jeffrey, are you there? Jeffrey?
Yes, sir.
Can you read what you can see there, please?
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Okay. Data analytics refer to the systematic process of examining, cleansing, transforming, and interpreting raw data with the goal of delving meaningful insights. Huh?
Yeah, deriving. Yeah, that's good. You know,
Deriving meaningful insights, patterns, and trends to support informed decision making, solve problems, or improve efficiency and performance in various domains. It involves using a variety of techniques, tools, and methodologies to analyze data sets, ranging from descriptive, summarizing what has happened, to predictive, forecast what might happen, and prescriptive, suggesting what actions to take. Data analytics, enables business and organizations to extract valuable information from data, enabling them to make data-driven decisions and gain competitive edge in their respective industries.
thank you. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Do we enjoy that reading, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Good. So this is a very powerful young man who want to become a data analyst. And he has gone, so he have done some certification already, even in the secondary school. Just imagine that. And he has passed and got his certificate in my hand. So he knows where he's going. He knows where he's going. Okay. His father is one of the tutor in this place, and they will be taking people on the tools of Power BI, how to cleanse data, how to take care of data. So at the moment, it's working at the moment, but you'll be very surprised that when the boy will be making some millions at his own age, you say, how did it happen? It started on time. So as we were saying before, this is a systematic process of examining. So there is system in place. There is system in place. And those system is used to take care of raw materials, raw data. They're coming in. If those data are going to have prospect for survival, it will be used to derive meaningful insight. Insight means understanding. The word understanding is insight into reality. So look at it, how did it happen in some patterns, and it's also trends to support a variable strategic decision making in any company. You use it to solve problems, you improve your efficiency, and when there is lower efficiency, comparatively, your performance are being looked into in order to see whether they're shortfall of the best practice and best standard. So it's as a result of SOP, standard operating procedure, that takes place. Don't worry, we'll get there. Okay? You use tools to analyze. I mentioned this the other time. So basically, we have four main. Talk about descriptive, what has happened. Predictive, you can forecast what might happen. Prescriptive, in fact, you have to suggest what action that one need to take. And when it comes to that level, then you know that we are good to go. And we have the concept called ELT, or ETL and ELT. It simply means, normally when you come to this place, come with note and pen, write down. ETL simply means extract data, transform them, and load. Or in another way around, some software takes it. ELT means extract. As you load, you transform. So depends on the software we use. But don't be confused with those acronyms, because you're going to practically see them as you begin to operate. Is that okay? Now, the key aspect of the analytics. And these include, please take note of this, data collection. This involves you gathering data from various sources like databases, you censor them, and you survey it. So I show you how data are being collected right from here, okay? And from here to the end. So that's what data collection is. So you collect data. Have you been besieged by anyone or doorstep telling you, oh, we are doing some survey, please, what is your name? This and that. We want to do something. They are collecting your data at that time. Maybe you want to have a contract on phone or whatever. They want, how old are you? What's your name? They are collecting your data at that time. Okay. Do you know, is it Bookface or Facebook?
Facebook.
I thought it's Bookface. So when you sign on Facebook, do you pay to sign on Facebook, everyone?
No.
No.
Do you
No.
pay?
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Why is it that Facebook? Oh, just a few days ago, he became the third richest. He used to be second richest. Why is it that is the third richest man on earth?
But from time to time, he does surveys. He does surveys to take data and all that. He sells our data out. Basically, that's what he does.
Thank you. He collects data and he uses the data to make money. His worth is $239 billion. Young man. So he was fined 2.8 billion last year, transferring data from Euro to US without complying. He just paid it because it's nothing to him. Okay. So that is why if he had employed someone like Edith and said, Edith, you know what, take care of this aspect. I will pay you so amount of money, $200,000, and just so. And you will say, he paid you. He made more money more than that. Okay, so we must understand that. So data collection, and we also have data cleaning. You will definitely going to do this practically. So you must have computer. You must have computer to use. Okay, you must have computer to use. Okay, so otherwise, if I give the person who's going to teach you data data analysis in terms of Power BI, he's going to want you. I'm very soft. He's strong. He will want you straight. If you know you're not ready, don't don't come in here. This and that. So he's going to tell you. I'm going to tell you straight because he believes in efficiency, believe in everyone getting it right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, you need to get a computer, and we'll start even some of you right. And by next section, I will tell people who you need to get the certificate faster so that we move forward with them. Okay. Then we have data transformation. This is about structuring and organizing this data into a usable format. Often through methods like aggregation or normalization or scaling. That is so simple as well. We're going to use Power BI as well to transform data. So statistical analysis, we'll be saying using methods to analyze data such as calculating averages and variance from expectation, and also correlation that exists between data and distribution. And this also will be seen when you visualize data, your outcomes. Okay? There are also issue of visualization. Of course, I've said this before. In a dashboard, you need to visualize data. You know, if you particularly be using Excel, you must be used to the visualization. Edith, are you conversant with this? Number 5.
Yes.
Good.
Statistical analysis. Yes.
Okay, that's very good. So you'll be very good in as a data analyst as well. So okay. Now, yeah, we also have predictive analytics, which of course we'll be dealing with predictive analysis. There are going to be machine learning, okay, algorithms to predict future outcomes or trends. Don't worry, it's so simple. Okay, very simple. All right. So, of course, we talk about decision making in terms of insight into reality. Okay, now let's move forward. Descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics involves summarizing historical data to gain insight and understand what has happened in the past, just as James said the other time, and also Paul said the other time as well. Okay, can you give me an example of any descriptive analysis? Anyone? Yeah. Anyone? Can anyone give me example of descriptive analytics? We talk about historical data. Someone mentioned it right here, not too long. Okay. In the health sector,
Okay.
somebody want to speak?
So I think let me not say I think descriptive analysis should be something like customer data and behavioral patterns, something like that. That would describe which customer buys this, when and where, and how far this goes to the market, or which goods stays longer. All those things would, if you have your customer and this customer analytics on point, you know how long a certain goods will stay at your office or at your shop, and how long this other one will stay, and then you know how many the age or the demographic of customers that come to buy a certain product or not. So I think that should be descriptive analysis.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other person can come from different angle for me, please.
Yes, sir. In a math class, out of 200 students, the strict analysis can track how many number of students score 78%, 50%, 68%, 32%. Among the male students, how many people are below 100% or average score of 70%, or average score of 62.60%,
Good. Any other person from another sector? Health. I know some of them mentioned of marketing, e-commerce, school already. What about health, defense, sensor, manufacturing, the fintech? Yeah. Yep. Another person? We can't hear where you come. We can't hear your voice. Yeah. So
Let me try. I think in marketing, for example, this supermarket, the purchase, those people that purchase the products, they can know use that description to know the product that sells more than the other products. So if they want to go to market to get the item, they want to use that description to buy the one that sells more than the other.
that's good.
Now they use that description to get the one that will sell more than.
Good. Okay. All right. So basically, if you have existing data that shows that market move very fast during this season than the other season, for example, you use that to forecast what the market may likely to be next season. So there are so much. Paul?
Yeah. Now in social media, for example, your past behavioral pattern, what you like, or which video you watch, what you like, all those things are recorded somewhere. So that the next time you come into that app, you see, like in TikTok, there is a category that is for you. That for you shows you that these are the things you were doing before, or these are the kind of videos you like to watch in the past. So whenever you just enter into your TikTok, you move it to the for you section, and if you look closely, your for you section closely relates to the people you follow on TikTok and the videos you have liked or watched once. So that is that kind of describes your pattern and your behavior. And I think that too should be descriptive analysis.
Absolutely, absolutely, because there's existing data to show, and based on that, you cannot begin to follow the same pattern. That's very good. I want us to be grounded in it because when we come to practical, you need to understand which one are you doing or what. So on that basis, we have an example here, analyzing customer purchase history, okay, to identify seasonal trends and popular products. This doesn't go without challenges. And one of it is understanding why sales drop suddenly in a specific region despite an ongoing marketing effort, advertising, market positioning, or even when you determine your marketing niche properly or define your segmentation. But this still happen. How? So, we need to discover that the decrease in correlated with an economy downturn or what happened in the region. It could be war, it could be every other thing that brought in. So there's so many reasons. And these are very, very important. Okay. Thank you. I love that. Okay. Right. So what about diagnostic analytics? Diagnostic analytics? Have you heard the word diagnostic before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, diagnostic analytics is like someone going to get diagnosed in the hospital or even a pharmacy.
Yeah.
Can someone. So you go to find out why you're not feeling well or something. So to identify what the problem is. And then when you get there, they tell you, right, okay, do this test or do that test. So in other words, they're analyzing you to find out why you're having what you're having or why you're having those symptoms. So they identify the root cause, then before they go on to give treatments. So the same,
Absolutely.
say for diagnostic data analysis, is you identify the root cause of what the issue could be. So, for example, suddenly sales are not going on as they should go on in a particular shop or in a mall or something. So they start looking at the root cause of why those sales are not going on or why that thing is happening the way it is. They have to go to the roots to find out what the problem could be. And if it's online, it's probable, like if it's online, it's probable there's something happening. That's why sales are no longer going on. So they have to find out, okay, is it that customers are not being responded to in time when they go online to buy stuff? Or is it that there's some sort of stalling when they try to use their cards to buy something online? Or has there been fraud in the past which has stopped people from wanting to buy things online? So they need to find out what the root cause is. And once they've found out that root cause, once they've gathered that data or whatever the root cause is, they start to analyze it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I want you to take advantage of what Barrister Emmanuel put on the chat box, and other people who could not speak there. They have something on the chat box. Please read them before we leave, and then also you can copy those ones as well. So thank you so much, Ife, for that. So diagnostic is just simply me to examine something, just like we have medical doctor. We want to examine what is going on in form of maybe someone have issues. You need to say why this particular issue occur, why this event occur, why the trend occur. So you have to diagnose. Diagnosing means examine. So don't prescribe when you have not examined. Don't also predict why this data has not been looked into properly. So, so it's about investigating the causes behind anything at all. Just to look at certain things. Oh, why this say does not go as we predicted or as we planned? Because probably you have not looked into data properly, or your survey data could not match with your expectation, or there are so many things that go in. So you need to examine that. This analytics is very important as well, especially in the health sector, so that you don't make mistake in prescribing data. So there are, I mean, for example, here, one of our, tutor right here, barrister, so he has seen a lot of things, and even his father, they did the same thing in the medical field, and they prescribed something that ought not to be given, and eventually lead to, his demise. And another one is that there was a guy who United Kingdom traveled to Nigeria, and they decided to say, oh, he had diabetes. They want to cut his legs. And, the wife said, there's nothing to lose if we go have a second opinion in United Kingdom. So before they do the amputation. So getting to UK, they discovered that this man has nothing to do with diabetes. Today is working, nothing happened. He's well and sound. So why? Wrong. I think they diagnosed him in a country where we have
It should be
United
United
States
States of Africa.
of Africa, yeah.
It should be our proud country.
Capital, Nigeria.
Yes, it should be us. Nowhere else will that kind of a mistake happen. It's us.
So
It's
not
Nigeria.
just one, not just two. It's so terrible. Why? Because it's a wrong diagnostic, and they carry out the head setup. It doesn't go that way anyhow here. Barrister, your hands up.
Yeah, thank you. I just had something yesterday and I felt really, really bad about it. Same country, this guy lives here. He went to Nigeria. He said he had some issues, said he wanted to do an MR scan. Could you believe that for MR scan that we do here, that you don't have to be sedated? He said the guy was sedated, and lo and behold, he died. For MR scan, simple MR scan, that's like X-ray. You can imagine what is happening in that country. It is really, really sad. I think it's high time for us to do something about it. It's not on. I felt so sad about it. When the lady was narrating it to me, the incident, I just couldn't comprehend.
Yeah, but MR scan, they don't have, they don't need to.
You don't need a sedative for MR scan now.
You don't need to be
Where did he enter?
In Lagos. You can imagine that.
I think what
Lagos,
happened is ignorance. Ignorance. We need to really partial distance. I think I need to hold a very word conference on data. I think I need to do that.
This is very important.
Yeah, I think we need to I need to hold word conference in data. So and I know how we're going, because as a matter of fact, it's very annoying. I know I have been put the Governor Sharif have kind of to, because of put together data group, and I have been merged into that, but I look at what's going on, I have to remove myself. I think Barrister, you are among, isn't it? So yes, but what I want us to understand, if data are not well looked into properly, they're going to be having mass effect, really effect. So we need to orient people. We need to create awareness of, because how can you see that? I have heard recently that somebody going for just checkup, or they say appendix, they sedate the person, and the next day they remove one kidney, and then different things say operation this. Somebody went to reduce his what is it called? His stomach, want to tie his stomach, and they put the guy to sleep, and then he came out. They said, well, they have done it. I mean, why? The guy is eating more than how it was eating before. That means the stomach, nothing happened to the stomach. They only just tear the belly, take the money, and sew the belly back. Nothing happened. So these are also so bad a situation people have been passing through. So we'll have to be more careful. We advise that need second opinion and make sure if anything happening to someone who is closer to you, let someone be there during the the operation taking place. A lot is happening. So diagnostically, people are wrongly examined, and then that will affect that when a pharmacist want to appropriate with prescription right now, it'll be based on that. But some pharmacists are very smart. They look at what has been said. It might not correlate with what his expectation is. So they will just tell them that, this is not what, go back to your doctor, have second opinion. We have some pharmacy students here. We have about 2 pharmacy students here at the moment from Nigeria. Okay. Yeah, so you're welcome. And so we must understand that we need this aspect of diagnostic and see the best way we can provide solutions. Okay, let's go to predictive analysis. As the word implies, do we have Jeffrey here? Is Jeffrey still here? Jeffrey?
Yes.
So can you read for us, please?
Okay. Definition.
Yeah.
Predictive analytics use data, statistics, algorithms, and machine learning techniques to forecast future outcomes based on historical data. Example, predicting customer churn based on past behaviors and interactions. Challenge, anticipating which factors contribute most significantly to potential customer attrition. Solution, employing predictive predictive analytics. Sorry, sir. Employing predictive analytics models revealed that lengthy response times to customer queries significantly increased the likelihood of churn. Implementing faster response strategies reduce churn rates.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So do you understand predictive analytics?
Yes, sir.
Good. So what can you give me as an example of predictive analysis?
Sir. Okay, sir. Can I speak, sir?
Yes, please.
So there are several predictive-based analysis, starting from, like I said, the social media apps that I said before. The For You page is as a result of the prediction of your past behavior, of what
Yep.
you have gone through before. The For You page you get is as a result of predicting what you would most likely watch and what you most likely like when you are done watching. Then in sports betting, that's the place where the predictive analytics work very, very well in sports betting. We have watched football teams, you know which is stronger, which is weaker, and you know who is missing their key player, and then from there you'll be able to predict, and that's how these sporty bets, Naira bet, Niger bets, all of them, that's how they give us their odds after predicting and looking at which team is which and which team is which. Sky bets and all of them, that's how they work. It's predictive analysis that gives us our odds.
Absolutely.
And then you two that is trying to pick your games, you're trying to book a game to make money, you have to use some form of predictive analysis to think, I've seen Man City play this way, I've seen Manchester United end up 17th. So if there's a match between Man City and Manchester United, I most likely will predict that Man City would win from past behavior and with predictive analysis. So that's what I feel. Yeah, that is what predictive analysis is, sir.
Thank you so much, Paul. That's the reason why I said I will not waste time in making sure you advance very fast in this training for a job to, I wanted to earn millions. I remember your brother Sylvester. So, Ife, your hand is up.
Yes, there's a good example that Barrister Emmanuel put on the. Well, yesterday there was an easy one because it was quite hot and sunny where I am, where I was yesterday, and the next thing, there was a bit of thunderstorm at night. So someone was asking me that how, and I said, okay, they really predicted that there was going to be a thunderstorm. And they said, oh, how do you know? I said, this was based on past data information about the weather, that they were able to predict that it was going to be very hot and there was also going to be a thunderstorm at the end of the day. And it really happened. So I said, that's the power of predictive data or predictive data used for analysis. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other person? Barrister, your hands up.
Hello.
Hello, your hands up.
Sorry, very much where I am. Yeah, like you were saying, I'll speak from the viewpoint of a health professional. You could predict that a patient could be readmitted because of his past medical records or history. You know, I've actually posted it on the chat section. So what we do, we identify the individual might be at risk for specific conditions such as heart disease and for forecasting the severity of COVID-19 cases. These predictions help healthcare providers optimize resource allocation, personalized treatment plans, and ultimately improve patient outcome. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much from health sector. Any other person from the fintech or financial or investment?
So from the financial point of view, the banks use predictive analytics to find out those who they can give loans or credit cards or whatnot to based on past behavior. So they look at catchment areas and they say, right, certain sets of people are likely to pay more if we give them, are likely to pay if we give them this loan or if we give them this credit card. But some other catchment areas are not, some other localities are not likely to pay if we give them, because based on past data, it's been found that when we give people in that area loans or credit cards or this, then we have to keep chasing them. At the end of the day, we end up in courts trying to get our money back. The same thing. The same thing. The same thing you can apply to the stock markets based on what has happened in the past. They can use it to say, okay, we'll put this cost, the rates at so amount of money. So predictive analysis can be used across board, and even amongst ourselves, amongst us, we can use predictive analytics to say, okay, I'm a user, I like using the example of a baker, that in the summer, there's going to be more demand for things like cake, meat pies, pastries, those kind of things. So for the summer, prior to the summer, I start stocking my fridge, I start stocking my cupboard with those things I will use in baking. Because come summer, everyone's going to be making demands for it. Same thing with barbecue, that when the sun is out, everybody wants to go out of the house. But in the winter, I won't stock anything because I'll say it's no good stocking. You can't stock you stock coal in the winter. Who's going to be using it? A lot of times, 95% of the time, it's not going to be used. So based on that, we start buying things like barbecue coal and all that during the summer.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to ask you more questions based on that. Can we have names?
Okay. Yeah. Is it okay for me to speak?
Okay, so we'll speak after you make.
Interestingly, from the legal point of view, we've all heard of
I wanted to ask you before, yeah.
We've heard of cases where, I'll use the word criminals, ex-convicts, they keep going back to the prison. They keep going back. After they finish serving their jail term, you find out that there's this possibility that they might return to the prison. That's why.
Reoffend, yeah.
Sorry?
Reoffending.
Reoffending. That was the word. That was, yeah. So that's why the government spends a lot of money in ensuring that charities, organizations, they do what they can, even churches, so that they won't reoffend. We remember some preachers that actually taken
On board some of the
yes, and yes, some of them they've really worked. And also, we've also heard of drug addicts because they've actually started it. There's the tendency that they might want to go into it again or relapse. You know, so that's why we have what the court called probation report.
Yeah.
They try to see what you can do to mitigate and to see if yes, if this person is going to reoffend, and to see how you can work with this ex-convict or individual so that they won't
newly released.
Yes, and that's why sometimes they say, okay, this person hasn't committed any offense before, but if the person has actually committed an offense before, they tend to be harder on the person, you know. So that's from the legal point.
Based on data. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Mary, your hand is up. Thank you, Barrister. Good to hear you always. Mary, your hand is up. Mary?
Yes, sir. I don't know if I'm actually sure, but I think we can actually use predictive analytics in project planning.
Of course.
When you are actually, submitting a tender program in project planning, basically, if you don't have any historical data you are relying on, you can actually use this analytics by using your PERT formula, which is pessimistic, optimistic, and deterministic of a project end date. So you can actually predict, a particular duration in the plan using predictive analytics, and you can also predict the project end dates by forecasting.
Yeah, but you cannot forecast without existing data, even in tendering job. So I could tell you that I was many years ago, I was a manager of tendering job planning for a very big corporation, the most successful private construction company in entire Europe. So I was planning for Data Solution Center in Wayne Garden City, Greenstead, Slough. That was by my office operating from different places. So I use Asta PowerPoint, Asta planning. I don't know if you know this Asta. So I use Asta and we did a lot of for Tenridge, a very big project. We were highest bidder in Crown House Technologies in Lana Rock. We were highest bidder, but the job was given to us. Why? I personally predicted from empirical formula that you cannot have the time of commissioning fixed at a place, and when you have long lead times by data, long lead times items that if you now by the time of planning and project management aspect of your planning, now saying that you're going to put after you're going to order long lead times items after you have been approved to carry out the project, definitely time of commissioning will not be achieved. So what you need to do at the time of your tendering, you need to advise from data. You need to buttress with data. Listen, these items that need to be included in this in the property in the construction are long time items. So then you say you cannot predict that if we don't get advice the client himself that they should start ordering because it's a long time items. Then if you win the contract and then before the ordering taking place, you will not be able to fulfill that obligation in terms of your plan. That will be over plan. In terms of timing, you will speed over. So empirical formula has shown that some long lead items need to be pre-ordered far away before the the award of your tendering taking place. Otherwise, after the award, you will not be able to meet up. So you need the empirical formula. You need secondary data for you to have such prescriptive. Do you understand? So even in PET, you need existing data. Mary, do we understand that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's very important. Yeah, we need that in your. In fact, without that, you can't even plan anyway. You can't even plan anyway. Thank you for bringing that in. Barrister Johannes, say up.
Interestingly, I'm not sure if some of us are following what is happening in Nigeria. The Minister of Work was questioned by Rice TV. Oh, you said you spent trillions of naira and probably billions of dollars on the road construction that you've not actually done anything. And Rufai was asking, how much did you work in terms of 1 kilometer? He said, well, it's difficult to actually tell. Then he now said, okay, did you, in terms of competition, did you actually leave it open for people to put in their bidding? You won't believe what this guy said. He said because the contractor that did the Lagos job that was obviously awarded by you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
he said they decided to give it to that person. Can you imagine what is happening? So people did not bid.
Yeah, because
people did not. Because of go on.
Okay, because we won't blame because it's a culture. It's a culture issue. And if we, as we are beginning to have this awareness, as we grow up, things will change. It really need to change. But amazingly, those who have gotten this knowledge, even if they are there, they do things different because of their selfish interests. That is a big reason. Emmanuel,
They're not patriotic enough.
Yeah, Emmanuel, the person who is speaking to you, Emmanuel, can testify. Barrister Emmanuel, who is speaking, can testify. I have been in that position, but I refused them. And they thought I cannot refuse them. I refused them. Sheriff, no. Omagege, no. Buhari, no. So even when you remember, Barrister, when they brought issue of the database in Nigeria for election, you remember that? When they came, David Mark was there. They came to me and to design it to the point that good luck, they have to ask, can we change data? We said no. They went to Germany. They spent a lot of money. What is the data today? Did we do anything with it? No. So that is why, because we tend to really capture both, we wanted to capture both populations, and so the defense, the social class, the schools and education, everything together. That when we integrate them together, we'll be able to, over the space of 10 years, our data will be well taken care of. But they refuse. So those things are happening because of people who, they are educated, but because they are human people, they are not being human. That is why when they are put in a place, how much can you eat even if you have billions in this world? So we have to be more responsible. So those people are taking advantage of people who supposed to correct it. They're not corrected because they are seeking their belly. If your hand is up. Okay.
Yes, I was going to, based on what both of you were saying about Nigeria, can we safely predict the next election then?
Well, we have James here, we have Paul here.
We already have we know our president for 2027. We don't
The incumbent
know.
will win.
It always happened. The only person that made that mistake was Good Luck. It's only Good Luck that allowed the next government to take over. It's going to be Tinubu for 2027. And it might still be him for 2031 if they successfully find a way. It might still be him.
Let me do the predictive analytics here. He
it
will
might still
win.
be him. he will still win because before then a bid will come up for let's have 10 tenor. A bid for 10 tenor.
One thing I know.
Okay, anyway.
One thing I know, everything that has beginning has an end. So that's what I want to say. If your hand is
Anyway, what the example I was going to give before I threw that into digress from the situation, from what we're saying, a lot of parents use predictive analysis to put their children in schools. So they look at a particular school and they say, okay, in the past, they have done in so years, they have been top of the tables. Their GCSE results have been good, or their A-level results have been fantastic. So therefore, I'm going to try as much as possible to make sure my child gets into that school. So they use it based on the data they have about that school. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sir, can I say one more thing?
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. In the football world, we know of television rights. There are people, channels and corporations that buy the rights to televise certain football matches. Now, in the upcoming Club World Cup, we have European teams and South American teams and teams from the entire world participating for that competition. Now, if you look closely to the schedule, you will notice that most European teams, though they are playing in late afternoon and early afternoon times in America where it's hosted, that same time coincides with 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock of European time. So most European teams play during that time because people have predicted, or the corporations have predicted, that if we play 8 o'clock American time, it will most likely be 12-1 during European time. So how many Europeans will be awake to watch matches going on in midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock? Most of us will be awake, and most of their viewers and their customers are from that part of Europe. So now they have used that same thing now to set their schedule to make sure that most big European teams play, though it is afternoon time in America, it will be 8, 9 in European time. So we can watch, and so that they can make their money. So here, predictive analysis is used to make sure that your consumers are able to consume the content on the television.
Thank you. That's a very good analysis, but not Nigeria. Anytime you play, they will wake up. If they don't even have money, there will be money available to watch the TV, and they will even be drinking. I can tell you that that's a very great, that's a very fantastic example you have just given. And the more why do you think I want people to talk more? These examples help you to know how to look at, any type of analytics. So we talk about machine learning the other time. It's very important. Whatever, probably Netflix, if you're watching Netflix, so the next they will give you, something related to what you have watched. Or maybe you watch a TV program or whatever, YouTube. They will just give you something that you're most likely to watch again because you watch this, you watch this. These are a machine learning, a way of putting things the way we should in the analytics. So basically, machine learning is also part of this analytics. Okay, what it means is that it's just a branch of artificial intelligence. Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence that enables computers to learn patterns from data, okay, and make predictions or decisions without being explicitly kind of, programmed for every specific task. So you watch something, they just look at it, okay. You're most likely that you're going to watch it because they look at your pattern of doing things. So there are different kind of ways of, that message even causes a lot of people going to study AI now because of this. So very important. And you have simplified explanation of machine learning. So like, teaching a computer using example of data instead of writing rules. There are a lot of them, and I can show you the structure and unstructured supervised and unsupervised machine learning, and also reinforcement of kind of machine learning. So there are advantages, there are descriptions, there are even examples of the same happening. What's the purpose of machine learning? Basically, it's just to automate decision making, even when you're sleeping, or sometimes those who are doing a stock market, and they always use that as well, like algorithm, so to get things done like that. You also find pattern in a large data set. When you have a lot of data set in a position, you find pattern within that. It also helps in improving your system over time with data that are valuable. It doesn't matter how the complexity of your data, your enterprise is using. So predictive analysis, very, very important. That's why you see, you don't need to go outside today because there will not be rain, no much or with an umbrella. They're predicting. Okay. So most of them, machine learning nowadays, so many predictions, like the TV, you may mention the TV, the views of World Cup or whatever. Nowadays they use machine learning to do that. It's a part of artificial intelligence. Okay, that's very good. So do we have our young professional here? Jeffrey, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Read this for us.
Okay. Okay. Definition. Predictive prescriptive analytics recommends actions to optimize outcomes based on predictive and descriptive models. Example, recommending personalized treatment plans based on patient health data and historical treatment effectiveness. Challenge, identify the most effective treatment plans for patients with varying medical histories and conditions. Solution, prescriptive analytics models that analyze patient data and treatment outcomes suggested personalized care plans, resulting in improved patient recovery rates.
Good. That's a very good one. Okay, can anyone give us an example of prescriptive? Prescriptive analytics?
So we said diagnostic analytics is trying to identify the root cause. So prescriptive is trying to treat or cure, well, I say trying to cure whatever it is that has been diagnosed. So for example, traffic is slow on a particular website. Why is the traffic slow? So whoever is sorting out that website will go through and say, okay, right, traffic is slow because at a particular time of the day, so many people are logging in, or traffic is slow because no one is logging into the website, or traffic is slow because no one likes, some websites you go into, you don't even like the outlook of what they have, so you just close it and move on to the next site. So as soon as they've diagnosed the root cause of what is causing that website to be that slow, or why customers are not trying to click on to buy things from there, they not look at what treatment can be done. How do we sort it out? Do we reorganize the website? Do we make it more attractive to people? Or if it's something that is causing it to be slow, do we get our IT people to look at it, that if 1,000 people log in at the same time, will everything go? Or do we need more people to operate the system so that everything... So prescriptive generally is trying to treat whatever the root cause is of that data. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That is, you're talking about from the health sector. Okay, right. Any other person?
Now, sir, can I just give an example?
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
Okay.
Example, yeah.
So let's say a company manufactures biscuits, and over a course of a year or two, the company realizes that the biscuits only sell to the younger generation, like 18 and below or 20 and below, that
like
the older
me.
generation, eh?
Like me, yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, sir. And they realize that it does not sell to the elderly ones, the senior citizens, people from 40 and above. And then you have to carry out a diagnosis, and you found out that they find out that the biscuit is too sugary. Obviously, that will apply only to the younger generation. Now, there and then they can prescribe that if they bring another brand of their biscuit or another type of their biscuit that has less sugar in it, they can successfully get that biscuit to sell to the older citizens or to the older generation. So I think that should be prescriptive analysis.
I love that. I love that. You're so clever. Maybe when I grow up, I'll be like you. Come on.
I do. I want to be like you.
That is a very good, typical marketing strategy you just came out with. I like example. Yeah, Barrister, your hands up.
Yeah, thank you. It's been identified that a lot of problems of social ill today are actually as the result of alcohol and substance misuse. So the Ministry of Justice and also the social services, they're doing everything possible to minimize or even prevent, if possible, the use of excessive alcohol and also substance misuse. So they're doing everything possible so that the data will add up in terms of preventing crime and other social ills in the society. Even NHS, you could see that NHS is spending a lot of money for to ensure that people that are obese, because you find out that the money NHS is spending for people like that, it's huge. It's so much that they've actually recommended that some of them should be taking some tablets, some medication, going to the gym, and some of those medication, and even they subsidize people that have health issues. Instead of paying £50 in the gym, you could be paying about £20. So that's some of the things they are doing to ensure that things work out in a positive way, so that everyone will be happy, and also in terms of well-being and also better quality of life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, so much, Barrister. Thank you for that. If your hand is up.
Yes, I was going to use the health sector again as an example. So during the COVID period, they've noticed that there was a diet in staff, and especially with the EU fallout. So what did they do? They decided that, okay, so why is there a diet in workers, or why is there lack of workers? We don't have enough workers. And then they looked at the population and say, you know what, the population is getting older. We need more people to come in and do this work, which is the care sector. So what do they do? After looking at the root cause of what could be causing it and finding out that, yes, many people don't want to work in the care sector who are already based here, they said, right, let's create some sort of incentive. Let's bring in more people. Let's give them papers after 5 years or 2 years or whatever it is they do nowadays, and bring in more people for the health sector. And now what do we have? We now have a lot of people who are here who are able to take care of this older population and who are able to take care of those who are in need of some form of care. Then in the I was going to bring a quick one about the financial sector.
Absolutely.
Through predictive analysis, I said before, they look at your payment history, they look at your credit score, they look at how you utilize your credit to say, okay, based on what we have seen you do, let us do this and let us do that. So you apply to the bank for a loan based on what they have seen in the past. They say, okay, this person is likely to pay that loan. Or they look at what you have done with credit cards in the past and they say, okay, this person is likely to pay that credit card. So they are able to use that, they're able to use whatever they have to say, okay, let us do this and let us do that.
Okay.
So they're able to identify high-risk customers based on previous history, and then they can take proactive measures to reduce any defaults. Thank you.
Thank you so much for putting two things together, both prescriptive and
sorry, just to add, if just in the event that we didn't take anything from today's training, which I know that's not the case. Remember, when we go to the doctors, we use the word we've spoken about diagnosis. After the doctor had done everything, checked and see what is wrong, and the next thing they do, they prescribe. That's why we use the word prescription. You see, we're talking on the one hand, we're talking of diagnosis. On the other hand, we're talking of prescription. You know, that's the prescriptive. So the doctors will, say, I think we could prescribe XYZ medication for you, or I think you could go to the gym, or I think we could even refer you to a dietitian to see how they could work with you in terms of healthy lifestyle. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Barrister. Thank you, Ife. So I want you to understand that these examples are very, very important. And I want to come back to, when you talk about prescriptive recommendation, that's what it means, recommendation. Okay, you want to recommend. That's what it means. We have youngsters here who are in a university, pharmacy students, and from Nigeria. They are also here too. It's one of the Ojobos. And we also have legal team here, legal students here legally, an economist. So one of the Ojobos here as well too. So we have some people within the engineering setup. They are here. Legal team. We also have barristers and solicitors are here. The engineers are all here. When we talk about prescriptive analytics, those are very, very important in many of those setup. Like, for example, I don't know if anybody knows Ronaldo, and you don't ask me which of the Ronaldos, the Generation Z that are here in Alpha, they know a lot of, Ronaldo, footballer?
Delima or Cristiano.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. All right, I'm talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So last year, he was doing World Conference. And in that conference, they put two things in front. One is Coca-Cola, and the other one is water. So I think you can check it out. What happened?
Where he removed the Coca-Cola
Absolutely.
and said drink water, and then Coca-Cola lost 2 billion in valuation.
It's 4 billion.
4 billion in valuation under 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah, 4 billion. So Ronaldo, just mere Ronaldo removing Coca-Cola outside, and then a whole global company lost $4 billion. Do you know what that means? So that is called product positioning by Coca-Cola without express consent by Ronaldo. If he has, okay, Ronaldo, I will pay you 1 billion just to take the Coca-Cola, and in fact, it's not Coca-Cola inside, though, it's Rabina. Yeah, so just take it. I know you don't take Coca-Cola. It would have probably be better with Ronaldo. Or if you take it, go to the toilet and spit it out, provided you drink it. So they were too smart, very smart to do product positioning. What was Coca-Cola trying to do? In that product positioning, they wanted to prescribe that, if Ronaldo can be drinking Coca-Cola, then any young person, they were having their marketing niche. So they're trying to prescribe drinking of Coca-Cola to such a niche. If Ronaldo, the difference between Ronaldo and Messi is football. Ronaldo is work hard for football. So that means you can also work hard, even if because why I'm bringing this in, just like when Paul Kenneth brought out issue of biscuit, and then prescriptively biscuit, such a demographic of aged people or aged people to also be eating such biscuit. You want meant for them, okay, irrespective of the sugar in there. When you take tea or coffee, how many sugar do you put in tea or coffee? How many cubes of sugar?
6.
Hey, who is taking 6? That person used strong. 6 cubes of sugar in a tea.
Our cubes are not as good as yours. If you put it, disappears inside the water immediately. Once you United States of Africa, once you drop our cube of sugar inside water, gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's not St. Louis again. It's our Dangote sugars.
Well, you want to give me yours. Okay. Okay, so people don't take more, more than two, sometimes two, three maximum, or one. Yeah, but as for me, I don't take sugar because my wife says I'm sweet enough anyway. So really, what I want you to understand is that people taking a Coke, a can of Coke has 9 to 12, if I'm not making mistake, between 9 to 12 cubes of
Use of
sugar
sugar,
in it.
yes, sir.
That is much for someone to take at a time. So that's why Coca-Cola want to say, okay, if Ronaldo can take Coke, so and he's doing well, so why can't anybody take? So they are trying, even in United Kingdom here, what happened, they charge people more of drinking Coke than every other one because of VAT tax attached to it. What's my point? My point is that they wanted to do market positioning and also trying to prescribe to any fan of Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, that you can still take Coke if Ronaldo can take Coke. These are all analytics, prescription analytics. So now it helps you to have an informed decision, to know how to project whatever your expectation is. So like that example you brought up, Paul, in terms of biscuit is very, very important as well. Management strategy decision making based on prescriptive analytics, very, very important. With time barristers, and if it came from both health sector and also legal sector, we have some legal people here as well. Please always come with more example for the youngsters to, look into so many, many things and know how to appropriate the same. So I'm going to close here. I don't know, have you learned something today?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
talking
sir.
about
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about youngsters. I could do a prediction too for the youngsters here. If you don't read it, past history has shown that you haven't read your book as much as you should be reading. Your prediction will show that you will not make it, you will not pass your exams when you do your exams. So if your past history shows that you used to read before and you read again now, your results will come out brilliantly. So for the youngsters, keep reading, keep working hard. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for advising people like us that are youngsters. Right? So please take it very, very serious. The person speaking to you is an expert in data governance. So it's not a joke here at all. So please take it easy. Anything you do not know, feel free, because we're going to have a WhatsApp group of this group. So, and ask questions, more questions. Don't forget, they're going to be assignment that you need to submit as well. Be free, don't be afraid of anything. If you don't know, that's why we're here for training. Okay, that's why we're here for training. And Paul, I want you to come back to me very fast because I need to send you links. Have I given you links of certification, Paul?
No, sir.
Okay, you get it today, okay? With
Okay,
your
sir.
email. I want you to get certification very fast, and I want you to get work very, very
Yes, sir.
fast. James, the same thing as well, very important. And there are other different kind of analytics, which of course I will give you literature for everyone who has come here today. I need your email today, and I will send you materials that you need for this. Okay? For those who are coming here for the first time, when your cohort is really going to be starting, I'm going to start from beginning of as I started today to where you're going to get to. So just have advantage of attending to this cohort is up, then you replace them. Then I will start it from beginning again. And that's my advice for you. It's going to be 11:30 until otherwise stated UK time, okay? And if you
Yes,
have
sir.
not sent it today, I want you to also speak to anybody who want to learn and get in touch with me, okay? Thank you for coming. I love you all, and I'll see you next Saturday, okay? Everyone, thank you for coming. And I know people will not want to go even after we have finished. I
Yes,
can
sir.
tell you.
You're
Did you
right,
lose?
sir.
In where we had something in the morning, so people did the same thing also happen. So I'll see you when I'll see you next Saturday. Send an email what you have learned. If it is have impacted you, I need you to put it on what's up your experience for today. Okay, and send it across to me. And